South Africa as a country is of course no stranger to the concept of a concours d'elegance, but up until now it's been pretty much a one-mark club affair. You've got the BMW concours at Nelson Mandela Square every year, you have the Rolls-Royce concours, you've got the Jaguar Club concours, but here we have Concours South Africa at Sun City, and largely due to the organisers Paul Kennard and Ross Crichton have put this beautiful multi-mark show together.
We do have a score sheet, and that's divided into the exterior of the car, where we look at the paintwork, the body condition, as well as the glass. We then ask the owner to open up the engine compartment, and the engine compartments get scored for obviously originality, cleanliness, and presentation, and if there's been any modifications on the vehicle. The owner is then also asked to open the doors, where we would inspect the interior of the car, judge that once again. I suppose all of the categories come down to originality first, and then general condition, and then preparation. So if you've got two identical cars and the guy's left some papers in the car, or he's left some dirty shoe prints in there, then he'll be penalised for that. We also inspect the brakes and the suspension of the cars. So as judges, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got down on my hands and knees, or sometimes flat on my stomach, to crawl underneath to have a look at the brakes and suspension, and also the general condition of the undercarriage of the car. At the end of the day, we then input all of those scores per category, and we get a final score for each car.
We don't have time to present every single beautiful car that was at Concours South Africa today, but over the next few weeks we're going to be showcasing the real favourites, so stay tuned for some all South African classics. There are many people who feel the Ferrari Daytona is the most beautiful Ferrari of all time, and there's a strong case to be made for it. Fantastic styling by Pininfarina, and of course a real heritage as far as being one of the first supercars in the world, when the term was first coined. And for many years, the Guinness Book of Records had this car as being the fastest car of all in the entire world. Fast it may be, but the big 4.5-litre V12 engine at the front meant that the Daytona could be a hand-throw through the twisty bits. Interestingly, the car's official designation is 365 GTB/4, but enthusiasts adopted the nickname after Ferrari's 1-2-3 finish at the famous 24-hour race at Daytona Beach, Florida. It might not have been sanctioned by the factory in Modena, but it does roll off the tongue a lot easier. As sensational as the Daytona is, it was always going to be eclipsed, visually at least, by a Lamborghini's groundbreaking Miura, launched just a year before. Being a much more established player at the time, however, the Ferrari was a more commercially successful car, but with only 1,200 units produced, you're unlikely to see one driving past you on the highway.
So on this car we'd probably look really closely for crazing and cracking in this plexiglass nose. I think that's what this model of Daytona is referred to. Plastic obviously doesn't like sun and heat, so this has done a good job. Again, no one's over tightened the little self-tapping screws and cracked it. Indicator lens is the same situation. Yeah, really straight body lines. When you look down there, the gaps are good. No fading on the lenses. It's a really top job. Maybe a little bit of dust inside the back of the wire wheel there, and the windscreen, bit of watermarks from cleaning it inside. The chamois wasn't doing its job properly. So when it comes to separating that last eighth of a point or something between another winner, that's the sort of stuff we're looking for. But otherwise a really brilliant car, hard to fault.